In April 2026, Northern California's Shasta County has become the setting for a high-stakes local election. Voters in June will decide the race for Registrar of Voters, choosing between the reformist incumbent, Clint Curtis, and the former Assistant Registrar, Joanna Francescut. Because Francescut effectively ran the day-to-day operations during the 2024 cycle, understanding the mechanics of that election is necessary to see why the 2026 race is so contested. By reviewing the operational vulnerabilities exposed in 2024, alongside the subsequent fixes, we can perform an audit of the system's recent history. In any democratic election, public legitimacy relies on the ability to verify the process. When those mechanics are obscured, the system's integrity is compromised. In 2024, observers reported being kept outside the building for 15 minutes while ballot tabulation was already occurring inside. When they attempted to view tabulation screens through the windows, staff reportedly turned over paperwork to hide the logs from public view. Security personnel were assigned to monitor the citizen observers rather than the ballots, and those who complained about being unable to hear procedures were told to lie on the floor and listen through vents. Upon taking office, Clint Curtis replaced these restrictions with a protocol designed for visibility. This new administration installed widespread camera coverage with live online streaming and a physical layout that allows observers to sit directly behind election workers. Moving from a restricted environment to a visible one shifts the burden of proof back to the election office, allowing the electorate to verify the work themselves. In 2024, observers saw workers using black pens to mark ballots away from public view. Francesca claimed staff were merely writing serial numbers, an explanation observers found unlikely, given that the ballots already had serial numbers printed on them. Further reports detailed ballots being processed in an upstairs break room, left in unsealed stacks, or run through tabulation machines multiple times. On the night of December 3rd, after observers were told operations had ended for the day and were escorted out, 2 workers continued processing ballots until 9:30 p.m. without any public oversight. The current administration corrected this by enforcing a rule that no ballot can be handled off-camera and all processing rooms must remain open for real-time public viewing. Unmonitored physical access to ballots compromises every other security measure. Strict chain of custody rules are the only way to ensure the integrity of the count. A significant mathematical error followed. The 2024 final count recorded 2,783 more ballots than actual voters. The previous leadership's manual tally also produced over 500 discrepancies due to confusing terminology. Under the current system, that error rate dropped to 0. This was achieved by overhauling manual tally procedures and implementing clearer terminology to prevent counting errors. When counting procedures are inconsistent and observers are blocked, the resulting data lacks the basic arithmetic required to prove an election result is accurate. The Shasta County Election Office now operates under a different set of standards, moving from a closed-door system to one defined by accessible records and closer observer access. This has led to public debate regarding her background, specifically her lack of a college degree, technology training, or legal experience in managing such a complex system. Voters can examine these changes themselves through procedural comparison reports that contrast the security of the current system against the failures of the past. The upcoming election asks voters whether these specific transparency measures remain in place, or if the county will return to the procedures used in 2024.